Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy weekend to you. This is Rob the Mad Hatter sitting here for the hashtag SBTV Nation, feeling high on life right now, talking to my boy, the evil genius of Major League Baseball, Dr. Dan Kidd. What's poppin'?
Yo, what is going on, man? I'm so happy what transpired last night was on a Friday night, so I can come on. I mean, guys, you know, the Mets just juggernauts of the NL East, and then the Nasties, just getting salamied right in the face. I mean, oh my God, is that bullpen bad?
It is, man. I saw 4-1, and then all of a sudden I saw 5-4. I was like, oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, and you know, look, the Mets bullpen has not been great either. Definitely a weakness. But what people don't realize is the Mets have a former first-round pick of the Nasties, who they released after numerous shoulder surgeries, who's now throwing 98 miles per hour again, in Josh Smoker, who will probably be coming up to join the team in the bullpen. So the Mets have made moves with Clippard and, you know, O'Flaherty to bolster that pen. The Nasties, man, look. A lot of people have made this comparison, and I hate to go old-time baseball, but in, 69 Mets, all right, Chicago Cubs were like the much better team by far, right? And look, here, I'm sitting here today, I think the Mets have the better rotation, but the Nasties do have like the better individual players, but they cannot put it together as a team. There's something mentally wrong with them. I'm fading them all over the place. I mean, losing the game the way they did last night, hey, you know, I love seeing it. We had some money on the Mets. We started off series play strong with that crazy Twins win, 10-9.
Yes.
You know.
I know.
So that was at plus 175. So if we could just get one more win in that series, we look good there. And then the Mets series as well, which they were plus money against the Rays, which I know shocked you, kid.
Right, exactly, man. And I'm glad they beat up on the Rays. I plugged the team. I plugged the team total under. You know what? I never even got a chance to play it, and it looks like it pushed because I think it was a 3 because the under over was 6.5. So I didn't end up getting to play it, and it didn't really matter because I would have pushed anyway, Dan.
Yeah, and you know, I came real close to popping on that under last night. But, it's just been something about these bullpens a little, tagged a little bit lately. So, and almost every run in that game was a home run. It was crazy.
I know. I was watching it with the Dream last night. Speaking of the Dream, man, him and I went on Houston radio last night, kid.
Props to you, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Wish you could have joined us. We were on the ride home for Houston, Texas, the city of Houston, Texas. Dude, in their cars at 5:15 Central Time, everybody heard us, and we went ham on the show, kid.
No, you did, man.
Yeah, I'm looking to get the playback, guys, because I know a lot of you guys don't listen to us live. You listen to the show as it's recorded or whatever. I'm trying to get the playback. There was no music. It was the legendary Ralph Cooper. He's been in the business for like ever. He's interviewed all athletes, celebrities, the whole package. I think, as a matter of fact, I think he had George Foreman on after us. So, I mean, that goes to show you, hey, we're making a step in the right direction, player.
Hey, you just opened for George Foreman, man.
I know, not bad at all. So, looking forward to getting on there next Friday. It would be 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. It actually works out. It's really clear microphones. The Dream actually comes down to the office to do it with me side by side. So this way our voices are clear, our mics are clear, and it just worked out really well, Dan.
Nice, man.
Nice. Definitely. Hey, speaking of the NL East real quick, the Philadelphia Phillies have caught another win, Dan.
Yes, they did.
Oh.
But, like I said, if I'm buying playoff tickets to my Metropolitan, I'm good with that.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Any
day of the week.
I know.
But hey, look, I still think that I know the Phils are hot, 14-5 since the All-Star break. I still think they come back down to earth and lose more than they win, and I'll be all right. But we'll see. I still have this nasty feeling that we're going to push.
All right.
That makes me feel we're going to push on 95.
95 wins. Yes, exactly. And I want to send a special shout out once again to my boy Direct Sports Solutions for putting that AM radio slot together for us, man. You know what? He worked really hard behind the scenes since March, since coming out and meeting us in Las Vegas. Yeah, he had a goal, he had a mission, and it came to fruition. And thank you so much, brother. We really appreciate you.
And I'm still rocking my hat.
Oh yeah, the dope hats that he gave us. Yeah, exactly. I know. Big ups to, let's see, I got Tommy K. TK Wins out there. He is plugging. He retweeted our show, and he's plugging your New York Mets as well, Dan. I got Carl Rustivo out there. Got Tip Talker, hashtag SBTV Nation. I got the Canadian Capper. Big Splee Picks is going to be coming along with the Kid Picks and Vince Parker. Vince Parker's going to be calling in shortly, probably in about 10 minutes. Got Mr. Steal Your Girl. What's going on, brother? The Total Sports Edge. Got 5-1. I got Sir Mata. I got Shy Picks. I've got the VEV. I got Kurt Lauderdale, who's going to be coming on Monday and breaking down some golf. Got my man Irvin, that tore it up yesterday. Got my boy, my brother, Sin City Maverick. Hope all is well with you, brother. Got 808 Niner Nation out there. I've got Joe Zippy, Ciroc King J, Marlon, Jason Riley. Let's see who else. It's on fire today, Dan. Jay Snyder, Snoopy Betts. We are taking over the airwaves today, my brother.
It's going off, man.
Yes, and Solo Mio Paredes. Dude, I can't pronounce your name, man. Solomio Paredes, I think that's your name, brother, for retweeting our show. Thank you so much. Ben Rowe as well, and C. Rodriguez Jr. All right, dude, so why don't we do this, man? Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do the round table today. We're going to have Vince Parker call in first. Then we are going to add Big Splee Picks, and then we are going to add the Kid Picks. So this way we're all going to be, basically going back and forth on all these games and trying to find some money and trying to find some value here, brother.
I know.
So Vince wants to talk. Vince wants to talk David Price versus Ivan Nova with Toronto and New York. So we're going to skip that for now. That's a 105 start. He's going to be coming on shortly to break that game down. So you and I are going to start with the San Francisco Giants at the Chicago Cubs. And the San Francisco Giants have Matt Cain on the mound, and the Cubs have Kyle Hendricks. Cubs minus 140, don't have a total yet. Damn! Talk to me about this game.
Yeah, so, crazy series, man. Crazy series. These guys are fighting out like prize fighters. This is some real, pennant race, wild card baseball.
Absolutely.
Look, hey, just as a side note, I was against the second wild card originally, but it's added so much flavor,
of course,
to the game, and just so much added value on winning your division,
right?
That I love it. Now, as far as this game goes today, man, I lean the San Francisco Giants.
You think so, huh?
I lean them, but it's Matt Cain scares the hell out of me. He in his last two starts against Milwaukee and at Atlanta, he gave up 4 earned, and at Atlanta, 10 hits, 4 earned, and he only struck out 1 in 5 innings. His last 6 overall, he's 2-2 with a 4.91, so that's not good. Not good, and Hendricks hasn't been great either. He had a good start at Milwaukee last time out. But home against Colorado, he gave up 7 hits and 4 earned. At Cincinnati, 7 hits and 4 earned. I lean the Giants, but more than that, I'm trying to wait for the number to come out. Because, if the wind's blowing out of Wrigley, it could be 11. But if we see a number between 9 and 10, I'll probably swing the over here.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is another big scoring ball game, man. These teams are hitting the crap out of the ball. Something about it, I thought the Cubs were a year away, and they're turning it on at the right time. If you look lately, they won that first game on Thursday in a nail-biter against the Giants, 5-4, so 9 runs there.
Yep.
10 runs last night total, 7-3. The Cubs have won 2 in a row against the Giants. Like I said, I think the Giants come back and get this one. Just because I think the Giants are that type of feisty team. They lost 2 in a row. But it's gonna be they're gonna have to score runs, and I think they will. I think you could see a 7-5, 8-6 type game.
All right, well, guess what, dude? I just found a total on a couple different books on sportsbetterstv.com. You got 7.5 to 8.
What?
Yes.
Over. That's got to be a mistake. No. I mean, let me check the weather out there before I go ham on this.
Yes.
But that doesn't make sense to me. 7.5, 8. You have a pitcher who, in his last, look, Hendricks in his last 7, I understand he's 3-1 with a 2.25, but that's extremely misleading. You have to look at his last 3 starts. At Cincinnati, 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned. Home against Colorado, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned, and Colorado sucks, on the road. And then at Milwaukee, I understand he only gave up a run. Okay, he had a good outing, but I don't get that. And then you have a pitcher in Kane whose last 2 outings he's given up 4 earned in each outing.
All right. Yeah, looking at Marlins telling me that Kane, believe it or not, is 6-2 with a 2.38 ERA and 15 lifetime versus the Chicago Cubs.
Look, I get that, and I do look at some lifetime ERAs against teams. But the thing you have to really look at, and I'll be honest, I haven't looked at this exact stat yet, is versus the current lineup. How does he do against the current lineup?
Right.
There's the stats on ESPN. Because baseball changes so much, right? So you look at that. But the thing is you also have to think that, look, Matt Cain isn't the Matt Cain that he once was. He just doesn't look right. And I'm seeing here that it's a 405 start. Right now the wind is left to right, 7 miles per hour. I got to hammer that over, guys. I got to hammer it. At 7.5 to 8, to me, I would have taken it at 9.5.
All right.
I would have.
Get the adjusted total, Dan.
I'm going for it, man. No, I'm going for it.
Get it at like plus 350, like the over 9.
plus 11.5.
Yes.
11, over 11 or something.
Oh, man, you out your mind. All right. Next one we got is, hey, what was the trade that you were talking about that was one of the worst in baseball?
Oh, yeah. Look, I know this isn't really gambling thing, but dude, someone tell me, besides from Babe Ruth, is the Josh Donaldson to the Blue Jays trade not the worst trade in the history of baseball? I mean, for like Kendall Graveman, some other bum. I mean, look, Graveman's okay. Look, he's not a bad pitcher. Toronto could definitely use a guy like that. But I mean, Josh Donaldson's already hit 30 home runs.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Crazy. That's the worst trade Billy Beane has ever made. It might be one of the worst trades in MLB history.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement by you, brother.
But I know, but I watched him hit that bomb, and what I thought was going to be a high-scoring Yankees-Blue Jays game yesterday, and I know we're going to get to the game today a little later, but I'm just sitting there, I'm like, man, this guy is freaking amazing. And then to see the pitching staff, shut down the rest of the Blue Jays for as long as they did, and you're like, he's the only guy that was able to get to him. He's a special player.
Definitely. My man, let's see. D. Boone is asking if the Phillies ever get any love. And as a matter of fact, yes, they do. Because what we were alluding to before is the bet that Dan and I have. He bet the over 95 losses, and I bet the under, and the loser has to buy the winner playoff tickets to the playoffs, regardless of where it is and who's playing. It has to be one of the local teams, or, we may have to go out to, Pittsburgh or something like that. But it's looking like we're going to go right into Citi Field, Dan.
Yeah, no, I'm hey, knock on some wood on my blockhead, but Mets are looking good, man, and I think the Nasties are fading fast. I just think, hey, they don't have the psyche for this. Bryce Harper and all those other guys can talk a big game, but you just got your ass kicked by the Rockies, dude.
That sucks. I know. Well, let's go into the next one. We got the Houston Astros at the Oakland A's, and this is a 4:05 Eastern Standard Time start. And Houston has Colin McHugh, Oakland, Jesse Chavez, Houston minus 125 with an under-over of 7.5. And guys, if you are listening from Houston, coming from last night's episode with the Dream does not do the weekends until football. once football comes back, he does come back. But he's with me during the week, and Dr. Dan, the Evil Genius, is on the other line on the weekends. And we got a couple of guests coming in as well. Houston minus 125 with an under-over of 7.5. Dan, Sonny Gray laid the smackdown on Houston last night.
Yeah, that was big misread on my part. I'll admit that. I thought that, look, I love Sonny Gray. I thought that maybe Houston, they've been getting every pitcher. I thought they'd be able to get to him a little bit. And I also thought that Keuchel would fully be able to shut down. I didn't think they'd really get more than a run off him.
Yep.
Once he gave up the 3 spot, I knew that I was pretty much boned.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. I was like, all right. I was like, I'm good. I can put on a movie now. I'm pretty much lost. But for today's game, so you got Jesse Chavez going, who's been bad. I mean, and it's like, at Frisco, 3 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned. At the Dodgers, only 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned. And then his last start was really bad at home against Baltimore. 3 2/3, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. His last 7, 1-5 with a 6.23 ERA.
Okay.
On the other hand, you have Mr. McHugh for the Astros in his last 7, 5-2 with a 3.18. His last 3 starts have actually been at home. Against the Red Sox, 2 earned, Angels 5. Arizona, an earned run in 7 innings, giving up 8 hits, but striking out 6 and only walking 1. So, I like the Astros here today.
Ooh, man.
I know. But Jesse Chavez has been so bad.
They're 2-12 in the last 14 on the road, Dan, right?
I know. They are such a bad road team.
That's not going to get it done. That's not going to get it done in the playoffs, player.
No, it's not. It's not, and I'm good with that as long as they just win that division.
Yes. I know you picked them up at plus 4,000 to win the division. My God.
Everybody thought I was smoking crack.
Well, you got to be careful. You got to be careful about the Angels, though, man. You're going to have to hedge that, Dan.
Oh, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm already golden on that. Angels win me. So, when the Angels had that losing streak and they were like kind of floundering in the beginning, I hammered them.
All right, sounds good. Let's see. So my man Irvin said he would join us in Citi Field if that's where we end up, Dan.
All right.
And if it's a push, then you and I'll just buy we'll just buy our own tickets.
We'll still go. We'll still be going.
All right.
I plan on getting tickets for the first playoff game in Citi Field. I know it's going to be a pretty penny, and my seats probably won't be too great, but that's all right.
All right. If you are $100 better with the Oakland A's, you are down $2,162 on the year. Ouch.
What's crazy though is if you're $100 better with the St. Louis Cardinals, you've covered that by you'd be up.
Yeah, right. You're still up, exactly. When I look at this, Houston is 1-4 in their last 5 games, and as I alluded to earlier, 2-12 in their last 14 on the road. My God. Terrible.
I know. But the thing is I'm looking at Chavez, and he's just so god-awful.
Yep, I hear you. And
McHugh has been really good. I know. Look, I'm trying to look up his home road splits, but I mean, I just look. They got to start winning on. You can't be this bad on the road, right? It has to kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. It is the Astros, man. You never know. They could.
I
But
know. You got to kind of figure it out at some point. I mean, I'm trying to see what he's done lately on the road, and he hasn't pitched in a ton of road games, and maybe that's it. Because the thing is, he's been one of their better pitchers. I mean, he is 14-5.
Okay.
And he hasn't pitched a road game since July 10th. That's almost a month. And he hasn't been great on the road. He's 2-2. I see what you're saying, man, and the road thing does scare me a little bit.
Yep.
I might lay off it, but I lean the Astros. I'll figure it out by the end of the show.
All right, sounds good, man. I'm looking at this game. I mean, you got an over of 7.5 here. You would think that Houston can get it done. I get it, Dan. Just
if
for me, there's 15 games on the board.
I know, and the thing is that
You there? Hello? Dan, are you there? Guess he is not. All right, so that gives me a chance to talk. Dan, just chime back in when you're ready, guys. So for me personally, guys, you know what? I think the Houston Astros can't have the ability to win this game. They are favored in the matchup, obviously. But for me, I just don't see it. I really don't. I don't see. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't see betting the game. I just don't. It's just not doing it for me. So I'm going to fall back from it and keep it moving to the next one while I'm waiting for my guest to call on the line here. So let's see. We've got Texas at Seattle. Pretty nasty game. That's really strange. Huh. Hello. Dan, you there?
Yeah. Everything just went kind of crazy.
Oh, exactly, man. Even on my end, it went kind of nuts. So, hey, it is what it is. So, we'll hopefully we can get that going. But I was telling the fans and friends that I am not going to play with that game, that Houston and Oakland game at all. Not going to do it. So, let's see. While we're waiting for our guest, let's go into, how about this? Let's go into Texas and Seattle, this nasty game, man. We got Texas with Martin Perez and Seattle Mike Montgomery. Seattle minus 120 with an under-over of 7.5 runs, Dan. What you got here?
This is nasty.
Nasty, man. What happened to Seattle, dude? My God.
I know. I thought, like, after the All-Star break when their offense was looking, Cano was hitting the ball a bit and they were putting it together. I was like, all right, are they going to come out of the doldrums here? They're gonna play some better baseball. And no. But, like, dude, the Rangers, this pitcher on the mound for the Rangers tonight, he had a great start last time out at home against San Francisco. I don't know how to read this game. Like, great start at home. 8 1/3, 2 hits, 1 earned. Home against the Giants, but in the start before that, he only lasted an inning and gave up 7 hits and 8 earned runs.
Wow.
So, like, Jekyll and Hyde much? Then you got Mike Montgomery for Seattle, who has been mediocre. I mean, his last 2 starts, 5 hits and 2 earned, home against the Diamondbacks, and then at Minnesota, 4 hits and only an earned run. I mean, I lean Seattle here, but this is too nasty to touch.
Dude, is this Texas team a problem, Dan?
They'll be a spoiler of somebody. They're not going to make the playoffs.
You don't think so, huh?
No way.
Really?
No.
I know they're an outside shot and all that, but I just see them as like a pain in the ass, man.
They kind of are. But they're not. They're pieces away. There's still teams. I mean, all right. You got, right now, the Yankees and the Blue Jays, who are both, I would say, definitely making the playoffs, right?
Yep.
And then you got KC out of the Central, which is almost a wrap. I think they're almost 10 games up on the Twins.
Yep.
The Twins are 3 games back in the wild card, so they're not a lock. Detroit's done. Obviously fighting in the dugout like a bunch of buffoons.
Yeah. That was crazy last night.
I know. And then out west, I still think it's Houston and the Angels. So that's your teams right there. I don't think Texas can't. Look, Houston, I guess, could really crap out. So could the Angels. But the Angels are getting guys healthy again on the pitching staff, which is going to significantly help them anyway.
Yep.
They have veteran guys that have been there before, in Pujols especially, who's having a big year. I don't think Texas gets in.
Okay. As far as this game is concerned, I am not going to bet this game at all. Let me see if I can get my caller in here. Let's see what we got going on. Good morning. Who is on the line today?
Big Splee.
West Coast. Hey, what's going on? The West Coast in the house. How we doing?
Oh, man, we're doing great out here. Got good weather for Saturday. Just going to sit back and enjoy our favorite pastime, baseball, man.
Oh, you know what, man? Dan and I were talking about it before the show, and baseball is great because, with the exception of, Dan, what is it, Monday and Thursday? There's 15 games every day.
Yeah, normally those are the only off days. And I remember I was saying last week, Hatter, how I was jealous of these West Coast guys that basically get to have breakfast while watching baseball.
Yeah, right,
and then
right, exactly.
Even the late night games, are over by like 9 o'clock. You still go out.
For me, when I go to Vegas, is that hold on one second. Why is this thing going on? Yeah, this froze a little bit, guys. I apologize about that. The only thing I hate is when I'm in Vegas and the time change, and I get up and it's like everything's starting, and I'm like, I got to go down and put my plays in and all that. It just, it takes me a few days to get acquainted with the time slot change.
Yeah, dude. I mean, during March Madness, you saw cats in their bathrobes running down there in like pajama pants and bathrobes.
As long as you get your game in, it's all good, bro. You can smash around Vegas in your robe. It's all good.
Yes, definitely. All right, so what we're doing is we're breaking down a few games here, brother. We're breaking down a nasty one right now, which I think we're done talking about, and that was Texas and Seattle. And I think we're all set with that. Did you have? I know you had one of the nasty games on your mind, but did you want to talk also about L.A. and Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I like L.A. today. I actually like L.A. for the next 3 games. My style's a little bit different. I'm more of a chase better, and so I'm gonna be taking the Dodgers against Pittsburgh. Looks like 2 more times, and then they're going to be at home, going home on the 3rd game with Anderson on the mound at home. So the reason why I like the Dodgers so much, Latos today has some experience against Pittsburgh. I do know that Liriano definitely has done well against the Dodgers. I believe 3-0 in all their matchups with the Dodgers. He's not faced him as much as Latos has faced Pittsburgh. So you got a little bit more information on that side. So I think the pitching matchup is definitely going to be pretty good for the Dodgers today. What I really like about the year is that the Dodgers haven't lost 4 in a row all year long. So that being said, if you were to tier bet every loss for the Dodgers for this year, you'd be 29-0.
Wow.
And that's really good money, especially if you're doing what you need to do as far as bankroll management and only leveraging a little bit of profit on each play, so that way when you're tier betting and chasing and getting your money back plus your profit through the set, you're not leveraging too much of your bankroll. So what's good bankroll management? And the Dodgers over the next 3 games, I really feel like you have a good advantage to be able to get a win in there. I'm looking for, obviously, to get the win tonight in Game 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I was staying away from this game because, look, I know Latos has some experience, and overall against his current lineup, he hasn't bad. He's like 220. He's got like a 221 average against, and an on base of I think right around 300. But McCutchen owns him, and Liriano has been pretty good against some good teams lately. Home
right.
And especially
since
at home.
June, yeah, he's done well.
I mean, yeah, and especially at home, like St. Louis and Washington. He held St. Louis to 2 earned, and Washington to 1, and then at Minnesota 2 earned. I don't know. I mean, this game. I mean, I've watched a lot of Latos, and I know he's new out there, but I don't know.
Yeah, a recent trend. It's not nothing big or anything to hang your hat on, but Dodgers last 4 of Game 2, they're 4-0. So that's telling me here lately they're looking to make a run to the pennant. Obviously, this team is looking to also be up there in the top of the National League. I don't know if they'll be able to catch St. Louis, but I think that that being said, that you're going to get a good effort from the Dodgers. And again, if we do happen to lose this game tonight, which I do, the 222 batting average against Latos definitely is something to take a look at. But, obviously they're not. I don't believe they're going to lose 4 in a row. Looking at the matchups coming up, Alex Wood tomorrow, he got a rough start in his first game. He's looking to show the Dodgers that, hey, you didn't trade for a chump. I do have something in the tank to give you guys. So I think you'll get a good effort out of him tomorrow. And then at home, Anderson at home, I think they'll definitely bring it home at Dodger Stadium. They're pretty decent there. So there's a little bit, and again, go easy on it if you do choose to take this game. go easy on it. Be careful, because I'm saying 1 out of the next 3 and bet against them not losing 5 in a row for the first time this year.
Got it. Do I have Vince on the line as well?
Hello. How's it going, fellas?
Oh, you sound clear as day, man. Cool deal.
Awesome.
Oh,
Good stuff.
Sweet. All right, so we bringing in Vince Parker, man. We got Big Splee Picks on the line. We got the evil genius of Major League Baseball on. It's a party, guys. We're doing a little round table with the MLB All-Stars. This is something we're going to do probably on Saturdays. So we're going to get this thing popping, and we are going from there. So, Vince, we are on the tail end of talking about the Pittsburgh and the Dodgers game. Do you have any opinion whatsoever on this particular series?
I kind of look at it kind of like Big Flea just did. I mean, it's you kind of look into the weekend, and what we're looking at this weekend as far as the series goes is, you have them and the Pirates as far as arguably probably 2 of the best pitching staff, and then you also have the Yankees and the Jays, obviously 2 of the arguably the best, offenses in the league. So it's an exciting weekend for baseball. As far as that game goes, I'm staying away. We really only had one peg. For today, regardless of anything else that happened. But I think the Dodgers are safe.
All right, sounds good. Dan, do you have the Dodgers road record in front of you?
I do not have it.
25. They're 25-29 away from Dodger Stadium.
Unbelievable. And one thing I do want to mention to everybody here, and I've mentioned this several times on the show, if you are a $100 bettor with the LA Dodgers, even though they're 15 games over 500, you are down $841 on the year, guys.
Yeah,
that's why you got to tier bet them.
Yeah, right.
Their losses, you're getting that juice back.
I know.
I gotta keep it real here. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, best of luck to you. I'm completely the other way on this game, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna tread real light though now.
I know. Kershaw let up a lot of runs last night, man. I was looking at it. I was like, he looked a little flustered.
I completely agree with what you're saying about the drive of the Dodgers trying to wrap up a pennant. But here's the thing. Pittsburgh they're 6 games back of St. Louis. I mean, that NL Central is like a juggernaut division, but there's still a chance that they can catch them, and they're not going to give up on that. But what I think that they're looking to do is, a lot of people have looked at Pittsburgh as like almost like the stepsons, of the NL really this year, right?
Yep.
A lot of attention has been paid to St. Louis, the Dodgers, the Mets now, the Nationals. Nobody's really paying attention to Pittsburgh. Now they're on the national stage against the Dodgers at home. They at least got to take 2 out of 3. And, you got your horse on the mound tonight, Liriano. He's got a sub-3 ERA and has been dominant lately. That just leads me on to them.
Okay. All right, man. Well, hey, we'll see what happens with that. For me, guys, you know what? I wish you all the best of luck. For me, I'm going to fall back from that particular game. Under-over is 7. I don't like the total either, so I think I'm going to look at something else here today because there's 15 games on the board.
And that being said, though, I don't actually disagree because I'm going to take Pittsburgh today, but almost definitely I'll take the Dodgers tomorrow.
Got it. All right. So, hey, it is what it is, man. So, Vince Parker, talk to me about the Toronto Blue Jays with Mr. David Price on the mound. The first game of the day starts in 2.5 hours. New York Yankees have Ivan Nova. Toronto heavily favored in New York. Dude, when do you ever see New York Yankees at a plus 138 underdog in Yankee Stadium with an under-over of 8? Vince Parker, what's going on here?
Yeah, so when we kind of had this one pegged, and and last night had a really good feeling about Dickey and what he'd be able to do to them. Obviously, they didn't score the runs that we needed. We were on the team total side of it, so they weren't able to get the runs that we needed. But I felt like the Jays would take game 1, and then if you just kind of glance at the board, this morning or last night, you see Yankees versus a lefty at home, and then you automatically think team total over. That's what everybody does. And then you look at the pitching matchup, and you see superstar Price there. Yep. Well, when you dig into it a little bit more and start kind of really digging into the numbers, and you look at Price's numbers versus the Yankees, it kind of tells a little bit different story. Now, superstar move by the Blue Jays, I completely agree. I think, Price is going to help them beat the Royals, the Angels, the Astros. But they're really going to have to get past the Yankees if they're going to do anything long run with that. I don't know how much Price is going to be able to help them with that. Not saying that Burley, Hutch, and Vicky won't be able to carry the load. But when you look back to his last 2 starts against New York, he's only went 4 1/3 innings. He's given up 24 hits and 16 earned runs. Okay? As far as the core of their lineup and some of the guys that, if I'm checking my lineup today and looking through them, the guys that I want in the lineup today are Ellsbury, McCann, Headley, A-Rod, and Teixeira. All of those guys are combined lifetime 379 hitters against Price. And McCann has actually hit 563 and has 3 home runs off of Price just himself. So the difference I think you'll see today as opposed to the last 2 games, obviously against Dickey last night and then against E-Rod the night before, is that if they can get a guy on base with one of these guys coming up, then I think you see the scores that we're used to from a Yankees team. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, you look at Nova, and he's not really anything to shake a stick at. His last 3 starts, he's 3-0 with a 2.65 ERA. But what kind of jumps out at me is his run support. Not only his run support at home, but his run support during the day. Because as far as runs per 9, he averages 7.69 runs per 9 as far as starts during day games. So in this one, I look for a lot more runs than what we've seen in the past couple of days. I actually think you see that offense kind of break out a little bit, even if it is against Price. I've got this one somewhere around 5-3 for the Yankees. Not saying that Toronto won't score because I believe that they will, and it could easily be a 6-4 ball game. But when you've got a number like 8 out there, I think 5-3 is safe. And then if you're getting, this morning is a plus 144, I believe, on 5 dimes. I think it's ticked down to, what did y'all say, it was plus 136 now, somewhere around there.
Plus 138.
Plus 138. Okay, so it's still hovering around that number. I mean, that's a great value for me. I also think that Yankees team total, if you get it at 3.5, would be a dream, but I think it's going to end up being at 4. That team total over would be safe, as far as on our side. Now, what we're doing with StraightWinnersVIP.com today is we're actually taking the day off just because of the slide that we had, the previous 2 days on some tough luck that we caught. But if I was going to make a play today, like I said, this was the series that I kind of had pegged in the back of my mind that, we'd be looking at, and we'll definitely hit it again, tomorrow on Sunday. But that's what we'd be looking at.
You're looking at team total over for the Yankees.
Correct.
All right. Dan, let's go to Big Splee first, and then we'll go to you, Dan. Big Splee, what's your opinion on that?
I like what he's saying. It sounds good. Yankees are definitely going to give it their all tonight. They're going to. You got Price. They have had some success against lefties, so Price is definitely a really good pitcher. I just think that as far as the total goes, I don't do totals. I don't bet totals, so I don't have much opinion here on the totals.
Got it. One thing that sticks out at me, up until last year, I want to say that Toronto had a really bad losing streak versus the New York Yankees in New York. And when I look at this, they are, 6-19 in the last 25 games when playing in Yankee Stadium. And now they're favored in Yankee Stadium. Dan, what's that all about?
That's about the books being stupid. It's really what it comes down to.
All right.
If you look at this, Nova hasn't had great success against any of the Blue Jays, but they also, 80% of this lineup hasn't faced him more than 5 or 6 at-bats. But you have guys on the Yankees that have, Ellsbury has 51 at-bats against Price. He's hitting 353. His on base is almost 400.
Wow.
He's and he's hit a bomb off him. He's hit a couple triples, 4 doubles. That's a lot. 30% of his hits off Price have been extra base hits. Mark Teixeira, even though he is only hitting 211 against him, he's hit 3 bombs off him and 3 doubles. So when Price is bad against the Yankees, there's just no saying that. Even against A-Rod, A-Rod's only hitting 239 against him, but he's got 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, 4 ribbies, and 6 walks against him. Wow. So, and then Nova, on the other hand, like I said, there's only one guy in Encarnacion, and Encarnacion's hitting 364 against him. Okay. and nobody else who can really take the stats seriously because there's not too many at bats. I like the Yankees here today. I'm really shocked to see that number at plus 140. I think it's, you have people out there that are just like, oh, it's David Price. Let's unload the farm on David Price. But, like these other guys said, it's David Price against the Yankees, not against, anybody else.
I agree. I can't remember a time all year where the Yankees were underdogs at home.
No, it's plus one.
It's definitely a suspicious line when you give out all that information.
Oh, it definitely is a shaky line. Absolutely, I agree.
As much as they've owned them, and then you got to pay minus 140 on the road, and then you got, I'm looking at something here. The Yankees are 5-0, and Nova's last 5 home starts at home. So that's telling me that boy's going to pitch as hard as he can on the home mound.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
all right.
The line is. It's just crazy to me. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I just say take it now because it's going to change.
all day long. Do I have the kid picks on the line joining the conversation?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Good, man. How's everybody doing?
Oh, we're good.
Man,
We're good. We're I don't have a wrestling intro for you today because I got too many guys on the line.
I hear you.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do Jericho for you today, brother.
That's just funny.
All right, the Kid Picks is on, man. We are breaking down the Yankees in Toronto. It's the first game of the day. And do you have any opinion on that with the Yankees being heavily I don't want to say bet against. They're an underdog, though. They're a plus 138 underdog today, brother.
Yeah, I don't have much opinion on that game. I see the public is pounding Toronto and the line's rising.
Yep.
Everybody's in love with that offense, and I guess Price. I mean, Price is the big gun at the Yankees. They trail him. This is what they got him for. So, I'm not betting the game personally, but, this is Price's time to shine. It's the reason Toronto made the trade, so let's see what happens.
All right, sounds good. So I got 4 All-Stars on the team, and I'm sitting here, dude, I'm loving it, man, because I can just put my feet up and let you guys do your work. Because I am not a handicapper and you guys are, so it's all good. So all right, so perfect. So we got a nasty game here that 2 of you guys have been breaking down. So I'm in shock that out of 15 games on the board, 2 of you guys want to talk about this game, which got me crazy. So I'm going to give the floor to the Kid Picks right now. Kid Picks, Miami at Atlanta. My God, what are you thinking here, brother?
I picked this game in honor of my boy the Dreams. I know he wouldn't be on thing. He loves these kind of games. But I'm looking at this game. Overall, Miami's record is 43-66. That's horrible. Actually, 67 now. They lost last night, which is horrible. But if you look at it, today's starter, Tom Kohler, they're 10-10 in his 20 starts. So he's won a quarter of their games. He's faced Atlanta twice this year. They were early in the year. It was on 4-8 and 4-14. He went 6 innings the first time, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. He went 5 2/3 the second time, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs. What I like about it is the current member of the Braves rosters are 22 for 92 versus Kohler, which is just a 239 average. But most of the hits are by Freddie Freeman, who's out today, and Johnson, who actually got traded last night. So the rest of the roster has not had good success versus Kohler. On the other, I can't pronounce the Braves pitcher's name. That's why I'm not a radio talk show host.
Foltynewicz, I think it is.
Yeah.
Dan, is that correct?
Foltynewicz.
All right, that was close. That was close.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
No problem.
He's got a 3-1 record at home, but he's got a gross 5.97 ERA and a 1.586 WHIP. His last 5 starts, he's given up 6 earned runs, 2 earned runs, and then 5.55 for earned runs. So I'm expecting Miami to score tonight. They got their 1A ace on the mound. Obviously, Fernandez is their ace, but Kohler's having a good year. And with the news, the Braves have thrown in the towel. They traded Johnson last night for some recycled guys in Bourne and Swisher. I don't even know if they're going to play today. But I definitely like the Marlins in this game for those reasons.
All right, sounds good. So you were on
Everyone needs to follow the Kid Picks. That's a lock.
All right, I love it. Yeah, I think Big Splee Picks was on the same side, man. Talk to me, Big Splee. What do you got going on?
I'm the Kid Picks' #1 fan right now. I need to get an autograph, bro. Send me a baseball card. I love it. What I got probability stuff. I don't have the batting data so much and all that stuff, but I like what he said about Cooler. I 100% agree. He's only he gave up 2 runs in his last outing against Atlanta. He went 6 innings and he only gave up a couple runs and a couple hits. Fulton was the last time he went out against the Giants and got absolutely smoked. The Giants all are a good team, a really good team. 11 of their wins on that record has come all against the Dodgers in the same division. There's deep, passionate hate, obviously, between Dodgers and the Giants. So I think that if Fulton was going, I looked for him to get lit up today. Also, what you got going for yourself, I'm going to be betting Miami the next 3. It's crazy that he's on Miami today. I think we're going to win this game tonight. I expect to win this game tonight, but that is going to be my VIP play that people that pay me to get my picks, that's going to be the only play I put out today is a VIP tier 1 of 3 on the Miami Marlins. They're 0-5 last 5 games, so we're going to bet them not to go 0-8. We're also going to be betting them against to not go 0-6 against teams that are 5 or more games below 500. So they're also a 22-game underdog, or 22 games below 500 and favored on the road. That's huge. And Cooler, when he's favored on the road, he's 4-1 last 5. So I look for a really good game out of Miami today and to get that monkey off their back. So I love the pick. I love the pick.
Guys, I could stay on the phone for 2 hours with you guys. I really can, man. I'm going to bring it over to Vince Parker. Vince Parker, this nasty game here, what's your thoughts on it?
Really nothing for me, guys. Like I said, the only one that we had pegged today, was just that Toronto Yankees game. All the other stuff we're kind of falling back from. I mean, it's not really enough value in it for us.
Got it.
Force anything.
Got it. Dr. Dan, the evil genius, what are you thinking? You think these guys are onto something here with the Miami Marlins today?
What the hell? I mean, look, I know the NL East, innately, like the back of my hand, and what they're saying is, 100% right. I mean, Kohler should win this game. I think. Fulton and Witz is absolute garbage. I mean, he's literally hot garbage. Right. So, he is a quadruple A guy. He really should be in Triple A. He just is up here riding out the stretch. I highly doubt that unless he makes some major improvements on a number of his pitches that, he's very long for the Major League Baseball world. But you never know. He's still kind of young. But for today, I'm just gonna ride with these guys on the Marlins. Everything they said makes sense. All
right, sounds good. I'm also my boy TK Wins is also on Miami as well. Guys, I might have to tail all of you guys, man. I got all these pros, messing with Miami, so. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing if I tail you, though. So
at least you have a lot of guys who have a little support group there if we do lose.
Yes, exactly. All right, so you know what?
Edging together.
I think
we ain't losing though.
All right, sounds good. I think we need to break down Dizzle's Mets here. How about that, guys? I'm sure we'll all have a good conversation about the New York Mets playing at Tampa Bay, and we've got the New York Mets with Noah Syndergaard on the mound, and Tampa Bay has Nate Carnes. Dan, these are 2 of your favorite pitchers, man. New York Mets minus 123 with an under-over of 6.5, and I'm going to let Dan start off with his homer Mets. Dan, what do you got here?
Well, Carnes ain't Thor, and Syndergaard has been absolutely almost untouchable in his last 2 starts especially, but even his last 3. I mean, if you remember, he had that bad first inning at Washington, 3 starts ago, but he still only gave up 5 hits and an earned run, even though he walked 5 guys. In his last 2 starts at home, San Diego and Washington, 8 innings and a shutout, 8 innings, 2 earned. Over his last 7, he's 4-1 with a 1.44 ERA, 52 strikeouts and 50 innings pitched.
Wow.
More strikeouts than innings pitched. Carnes has, as well been really good. But not facing the same, the same teams that Syndergaard. Syndergaard's had to play Washington twice and San Diego, and Carnes' his last 3 starts have been at Philadelphia. He shut him out over 5 innings. Okay, great. Versus Detroit, 1 run over 6 innings. I don't really look into that. Detroit's terrible right now. And then the White Sox, 5 1/3, 3 hits and 2 earned. This guy hasn't gone past the 6th inning. and you can get to that Rays bullpen. His last 7, he's 2-2 with a 3.05. Not the lights out he was really early in the season. Look, I'm on the Mets, and I'm on them pretty good.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to take this over to the Kid Picks. Kid Picks, what are you thinking about New York and Tampa? Biscuit?
Yeah, I kind of like this game myself, but Dan's not going to like it, so I like the other side. Thor Syndergaard's definitely been a beast this year, but if you look at his splits at home, he's 6-1 with a 1.57 ERA, but on the road, he's yet to get a win. He's 0-4 with a 4.43 ERA.
All right. So we got a little back and forth there on Tampa Bay. I hate Tampa Bay.
No, I definitely understand that stat, and I definitely understand why you would lean that way. The thing is, he hasn't had the team behind him that he has right now, and I think he's also matured over the last really 3 starts. And again, if you want to get right offensively, Tampa Bay's the team or pitching wise. Tampa Bay's the team to do that against. Their offense is bad.
I agree. I've been punched in the face too much with them.
The Mets overall on the road, though, are just 21-32. They're not even winning 40% of their games on the road. And even though the Rays' offense is weak overall, Montgomery's batting .467 in his last 7 games, and Cabrera's .571 in his last 5. I think they're going to get a couple runs against Thor today. Because you look at Kearns, he's 3-2 with a 2.73 ERA in his last 9. Those are pretty dominant numbers. In his last 3 games, the opponents are hitting just 161. The Mets made a couple moves, but their offense is what it is. If you look back at his last 4 starts at home, Kearns was against the Tigers, Indians, Blue Jays, and White Sox. He went 6 innings in each. He gave up 1 run, 2 runs, 0 runs, and 1 run. So I don't see how the Mets can score today. I think it's going to be a 3-2, 2-1 game that the Rays sneak out.
Yeah, Dan's been betting Carnes a lot lately and cashing with him. But,
look, I know Carnes very well. I love Carnes. But, I'm looking at the Mets, and, you're right. But about the road record and everything. But, they're coming off a sweep at the Marlins, which they have, regardless of how bad the Marlins are, the Mets haven't swept in Miami in a long time. In their last 3 games, they put up a 5 spot, an 8 spot, and a 4 spot. In game before that, a 12 spot, a 5 spot before that. So, they're actually scoring more runs than they have all season, and they're doing it on the road. So, look, I don't know. I think the Mets are just in a mode right now where it doesn't matter. Yeah, Thor might give up 2 or 3 runs. Then the Mets come back and will score 4 or 5 more. I truly believe that. The thing is, you got to look at how far Carnes also goes in the games, which is his one Achilles heel. He just doesn't go that far into games, which always makes me nervous about him. Dominant pitcher, but he's got to be able to go into the 7th, 8th inning. If he's still around the 7th or 8th inning, I'm in trouble. But I also think I can have a very good chance at this game, being 1-0, 2-0, and being able to hedge out one way or the other if I have to.
Cool deal. Vince Parker, I know you're not betting the game today, but any opinion on Tampa Bay versus the Mets, just in general as teams or anything, any information, any observations that you have on these teams?
Yeah, I honestly believe that Cespedes made just a completely change in that lineup when they made that move for him. And we actually rolled and benefited from about 5 days in a row, and if we would have rolled it last night, it would have been 6 days in a row that the Mets team total hit. Today, it kind of concerns me again, Carnes. I think he had a good number with the 161 batting average. That concerns me, but also opposite end of the spectrum, he doesn't go late in the game, so you do get to that 10, and could see them just like how they did last night with now that it didn't have 2 weeks ago. So it's something to keep an eye on.
Awesome. And Big Splee, anything from your side?
Not much. I think the only thing I was a little leery of, I do like the Mets, and Mets obviously are lighting it up here, playing really well. Syndergaard's last time out, he played on Sunday night. A young guy, super pumped, right? You're pitching Sunday night. You're pitching against the Nationals, nationally televised game. This is your moment. I'm wondering if there's a little letdown going to Tampa on a day game that no one's going to pay attention to. A lot of times these younger guys, they got to have a lot in the tank to get super excited and pitch hard. But, that's the only thing I would question. It seems a little easy. Seems a little easy to take at minus 115. Seems a little easy to take the Mets, but, man, I'm not going to touch it.
Just to say one thing about that, Tampa Bay could be a letdown for most teams, most pitchers. But if you're watching that game, which I don't know, I mean, obviously I'm watching that game, the Mets fans way outdraw Tampa, and they sit close. It's cheap. They're loud. So it's actually kind of cool. Same thing happens in Miami when they play the Marlins. Whenever the Mets or the Yankees are in town, they always outdraw the hometown fans.
Yep.
So it definitely benefits the Mets.
All right, cool deal, man. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna move off of that game, guys. And listen, just feel free to, I love this roundtable discussion. I mean, you guys have been great, not talking over each other and all that. That's always a concern when I bring on a lot of guests, but you guys have been absolutely fantastic. So big ups to all of you on here. Let's shoot over to the Chicago White Sox at the Kansas City Royals. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna shoot it over to the kid picks here. Kansas City, the Chicago White Sox, they were starting really good. About 2 weeks ago, they started going on that crazy winning streak, and now they can't get out of their own way. Kid picks. What's up with? You think they can get a? You think they can steal a game versus K-Sizzle here, or what?
To me, as far as the stats, obviously the Royals are the better team. But I looked at the line in this game. The Royals opened at minus 120. Now the game at 5 times is around 105, and it looks to be around 70% of the public is on the Royals. So to me, the White Sox would look like the play here. Not saying I'm playing it because I haven't really dug into it yet that far.
Yep.
But to lose, 15 cents on this 70% public play is a lot. So, smart money looks to be on the White Sox. So
You're 100% right. You're onto it. I mean, the thing is, look, I know Samardzija is coming off that brutal start against the Yankees, but the Yankees have brutalized a lot of guys. But Guthrie is also coming off a terrible, terrible start as well, where he gave up 7 earned. So that's kind of a wash, and I'd still rather have Samardzija on the road than Guthrie anywhere. So I lean the White Sox here. I don't think I'm going to play it because, but I lean the White Sox, and then possibly the over on this. I'm trying to see what the number's at.
Got it at, let's see, 8 runs,
8?
Dan. Yep.
I kind of I think the over here looks pretty good.
All right, sounds good. Vince Parker, Chicago and Kansas City. What's your opinion on these two teams?
Yeah. That one's nasty, guys. We rolled with the Royals through their little slump after the second half, and they kind of took us on a roller coaster ride, and it's just been one of those stay away from, for us on our side. I wish I could, had a little bit more to put in on it, but it's kind of one of those things to where second half for us, if it's not there and it doesn't feel good, we don't put anything on it.
Got it. All right, and I'm looking at some trends here, man. Dan, going to your over here. The total's going over in 10 of the last 11 White Sox games, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually managed to score runs.
Yes,
which,
finally.
It's unbelievable. Remember, in the beginning of the season, I couldn't believe it. I mean, we thought they had the worst offense. It just shows you how much change there is over a whole baseball season. So I don't know, man. And I think Kansas City really, really gets to Samardzija a little bit. I mean, 3 or 4 earned, but I also think that Guthrie gets blasted today.
Yeah, Guthrie's been bad. Yeah,
he's been bad. I mean, Samardzija hasn't been great, but I mean, he's much better than Guthrie. And I think a little professional pride after you get blasted, and you're still facing a team that, is your division leader. There is some bad blood there a little bit. I mean, I lean the White Sox, but I might be playing this over. Okay,
sounds good, guys. And, if any of you guys need to go, just let me know, okay? But I'm having a ball, man. I could sit here and talk all day, but we're not going to do that, obviously. But let's go into one more series while I have everybody on the line, because this is a pretty interesting playoff aspiration series with the Baltimore Orioles coming into the L.A. Angels. Baltimore with Ubalo Jimenez on the mound, and L.A. Angels is putting Garrett Richards on the bump. L.A. minus 150 with an under-over of 7 runs. Dan, what do you got here?
That was a crazy game last night. It was funny because I took a live line on the Angels when they were down at plus money.
Oh, nice.
And then they just stormed right back. It was like, one of those things that almost never happens. You just take it right like 2 seconds before it kicks off. You just get a little gut feeling. And then they end up blasting Baltimore last night 8-4. Definitely an important series here. I mean, if Baltimore has aspirations, they really got to find a way to win tonight. But I do not like Ubaldo Jimenez, and I especially don't like him on the road. I'm not putting money on this game, but I really do lean the Angels here.
All right. Sounds good, man. Angels 8 games over 500, 58-50, where the Baltimore Orioles are 2 games over at 55-53.
I mean, in 2 of his last 3 starts, he's given up a 7 spot and a 6 spot.
Oof.
Brutal. And one of those was at home. And, Garrett Richards has just been absolutely mediocre. 3 earned, 4 earned, 4 earned. His last 7, he's 4-3 with a 3.16. Like, absolutely mediocre, but Jimenez has been bad. So.
Dan, why is the total only 7?
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. That is the mistake.
All right.
Over
all day.
Over.
Vince Parker. The over 7 in this game. What's your thoughts on these 2 teams?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where you kind of, I feel like you've got them going in opposite directions. We never back Jimenez on the road. Angels are tough. I think they're kind of hitting their stride here. 7.5. I don't know if that'll be enough to hold it. Could see the Angels easily getting 4 to 5 off of him in the first 4 or 5 innings. They're too juicy for us to take on the money line, but I think over or Angels team total would be safe.
Oh, awesome! Big Splee picks. What's your thoughts on this line that Dan is saying is a mistake?
On the total?
Oh yeah, you don't do totals. My bad. What do you think?
I don't do totals, but I got the best information of the day on this game.
Everybody
wants the best information. I actually have. I'm gonna put SBTV Nation on the map to hashtag SBTV Nation on the map in this game. I'll be sitting directly behind home plate, just to the left in the Bank of America suite.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got some friends that are with Bank of America. And he gave me 4 tickets, so I'm taking a friend of mine to that game tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm not sure if I can put up any little signs if I'll get kicked out of the game if I put up something, but if I talk to the suite coordinator and I ask her, I'm going to show her my little sign. If she does, let's see, a guy in the left-hand side, left-hand batter.
Awesome.
Whenever they do a side view, the left-hand batter, you're going to see hashtag SBTV Nation on a little piece of paper from me.
I love it, dude. Awesome. Well, it's kind of hard to outdo that one, guys.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how it happened. I just got the tickets here on Thursday. I mean, you can't even buy these tickets. I got lucky with some friends. And I'll be there. So look at on the left hand when the lefty come up. I'm gonna try to wait till a good portion of the game, like a real, important part of the game if there is one, and then just something small. You'll definitely see hashtag SBTV Nation. Put it on national TV tonight. Let's do this.
All right, man. I'll be watching for that. I'll be watching for that for sure. Kid Picks. What's up with this series and this line, man? 7 runs.
Yeah, see, when I see that, that's something's a little fishy there. I got to look into that one. You look at Jimenez, as everybody said, this guy is the definition of a home and away pitcher. On the road, he's 2-5 with a 5.25 ERA and a 1.697 WHIP, whereas at home, he's 6-2 with a 2.87 ERA and a 0.9 WHIP. So he's given up almost 3 more runs a game on the road. He's given up 5 alone. They put the over-under at 7. So there's something that the books say that we don't right now. I would be leery about jumping on the over. It almost looks too easy.
All right.
Yeah, but sometimes when it looks too easy, it means they just made a mistake. I mean, dude, this guy out 6 days ago at home got blasted. He didn't even last 5 innings against Detroit. Gave him 6 hits and 6 earned. So I think Jimenez is packing it in.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I could throw in there is that the Angels versus winning teams, last 8, they're 1-7. So against good teams, they haven't been showing up.
I agree with that. I've seen it, man.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
And hey, maybe they'll lose it late 5-4. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, so those are all the intriguing matchups of the day. I'm just going to read the lines for the rest of them, and then I'm going to go to each guy, and you could obviously do your closeout when we're coming off the show. And if you have any of these other nasty games that you have an opinion on, feel free to talk about it. So let's see. The final games we have here are Colorado at Washington. I don't have a line here. It's probably on Sports Bettors TV, but Washington is finally putting Steven Strasburg back on the mound after his oblique injury versus Colorado's Eddie Butler. We got Boston at Detroit. Boston, Wade Miley versus Alfredo Simon for Detroit. Detroit minus 118 with an under-over of 9. We've got Minnesota at Cleveland today at 7:10 start. Minnesota, Irvin Santana. Cleveland, Trevor Bauer. Cleveland minus 135 with an under-over of 7.5 runs there. We have the St. Lucia Cardinals coming into the Milwaukee Brewers. St. Louis, Jamie Garcia. Milwaukee has Wiley Peralta. St. Lucia minus 143 with an under-over of 7.5 runs. And let's see, 2 more games. We have Cincinnati at Arizona. Cincinnati has this guy Sampson, I can't pronounce his first name, versus Arizona's Robbie Ray. Arizona minus 140 with an under-over of 8.5. And my Philadelphia Phillies playing at the San Diego Padres with Philadelphia Adam Morgan versus San Diego's Tyler Ross. San Diego, wow, minus 210. My God, I can't see that happening with an under-over of 7. So I'm going to start with who was the first guy that came on? Big Splee Picks. You've been on the longest. What you got to do to close out of here and out of those nasty games I talked about? Do you have anything that you'd like to shed some light on?
No, I've got Miami Marlins big. I'm excited about that play, especially over the next 3 games if we don't get the W tonight. I'm looking forward. All my followers are listening in today. Looking forward to closing out our Major League Baseball regular season. That's where I shut it down. I don't do playoffs with what I do on my system. So we're at 139 units on the year. I'm looking to increase that to hopefully about 180 units by the end of September.
Awesome.
Looking forward to followers. You guys stay faithful through the losses because there always is some. You're not going to win every game. But stick with me, and we'll definitely come out on top, and looking forward to the good end of the year on baseball.
All right. Sounds good. Big Splee Picks, thank you so much for joining us for MLB All-Stars today.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you guys. Go SBTV Nation. Look for us on national TV tonight.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Yeah,
love to see that hashtag up on there, man. Thank you.
I'm going to do it, bro. Hey, listen. If I get kicked out of the game and I end up in L.A. County, or no, I end up in Orange County. If I end up in Orange County jail, just send me some bail money.
I will. I'll take care of you, man. I promise.
Have a good one, guys.
All right. Sounds good. Second guy that came on was Vince Parker. Vince Parker, any opinions on these nasty games or no, and you could close out? What you got?
Yeah, there's nothing for us. Like I said, the only thing that we really had pegged today was, the Yankees. I think it's a good value getting them at, plus 138, plus 140. Also think their team total is a good look. Just as far as closing out, I just want to, thank y'all guys. Thank Big Splee and Kid Picks. It's obviously a fantastic company. I want to thank all of our guys as far as our clients, whether they've been on promotional membership, trial, or VIP. We've had one of the toughest flights that I think that I can ever remember the past couple of days, and just the outpouring of support from everybody has been, just amazing. Just talking with the guys when dealing with adversity, I know everybody kind of handles it a little bit different.
Yep.
What we try to do on our side is just, stay positive, work through it. We're going to take the day off. We'll be back Sunday. We're going to flat bet at 1 unit per play until we start feeling really good. And then we'll make back everything that we dropped the last 2 days before college football starts. And we're ready to rock and roll. You already know how that goes,
Yeah, man.
from last year. But just want to thank y'all again, for the time and the support. Thank everybody from SBTV Nation. Y'all guys are absolutely amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Thank y'all enough.
Thank you, man. Hey, you know what? Listen, you know what? We've all been through it, dude. We've all been through slides. I mean, people know my June and July numbers were absolutely terrible. I'm starting to kind of peek my head above water again, thank God. But, hey, it happens, dude. It happens to the best of us. And you know what? At that point, sometimes when guys go on a slide is when to get involved with them, because at some point they're going to turn it right around. So, hey.
Oh, yeah. No, you keep on doing positive things, you're going to get positive results. And that's kind of, that's kind of our process that we handle over there, straightwinnersvip.com.
All right. Sounds good, brother. Have a great day, man. And good luck with your play today.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care.
Sure.
The Kid Picks. You got any SummerSlam picks for me or what?
Nah, not yet. I haven't started my handicap on that yet. I wanted to real quick though congratulate you, Dan, Dream, and all for being on the radio, man. That was real nice. Sounded great.
Oh, awesome!
You guys are going far, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was a big accomplishment, man. The guy, Mr. Ralph Cooper, man, the legend. He had a lot of questions for us, man. He was just like firing at us. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh, wow. But luckily we did our homework and we were able to answer all his questions,
Yeah, it was definitely sounded good, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, dude. So as far as the nasty games, you got any other opinions or are you good?
Right now, I'm definitely playing the Marlins. I'm definitely playing the Rays. There are two picks I'm giving out today that me and my clients will be on.
Okay.
I want to also
special.
yeah, get the Florida two-step, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool deal, man. All right, so what you got to plug to go out of here, brother?
Plug is everybody can check out my website. That's the kidpicks.net. It's the kid with two D's, KIDDpicks.net. Everybody who's listening to the show, if you shoot me an email at thekidpicks@gmail.com or DM or shoot me a tweet, I'll give you guys a free weekend. We're headed into the football season. Last football season was one of my best ones yet. I've only been a tout for 3 years, even though I've been gambling for 20. But last year in the NFL, it was a crazy 65, 27-1 for plus 70 units.
Wow.
All the plays with the write-ups are documented right on my website, so everyone wants to check them out. You can read the write-ups, all that kind of stuff. But hit me up, guys. I'll give you a free weekend of plays, and we'll talk about getting a football package. All August is going to be discounted packages. I'm up around 100 clients right for football, and I won that top last year. I peaked at 140 clients, so let's get rolling again.
All right, sounds good, dude. And I don't know if you can hear it right now, but when you listen to the playback, I got your track DJ Snake on, dude.
Yeah, I can't hear it on the radio. On the phone.
You'll hear it on the playback, dude. But thank you very much, man. Stellar information, as always.
Yeah, thanks. I'll get in touch with you guys. You and Dream still coming to Harrods, right? At the end of the month, maybe?
I think the Dream is trying to go. But we'll have that conversation as far as going to you're talking about going to Harris.
Yeah, Atlantic City.
Oh, that might work, man. Let me I've been getting a lot of clearance from my bride on a lot of different solo trips, so I don't want to push it, but hey, I'll do the best I can to try to get out there.
Good luck today, Dan.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, man. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Dr. Dan, the evil genius kid. Dude.
Of course I love me some of them dirty, nasty games.
Oh, of course you do, man. That's why I left
just a couple, and I'll go through what I'm actually doing.
All
guys,
right.
I can't believe I'm doing this, and Hatter knows it makes you want to puke, but I have no choice. I'm taking Wade Miley and the Boston Red Sox today. Simon has been garbage. The Detroit Tigers have imploded. The Red Sox are going to score like 11 runs off him today. I know Wade Miley stinks, but I mean, Detroit should have been able to score yesterday, and they just, they fizzled out. They've given up on the season. It's a wrap for them. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I just see what I see. I am taking Robbie Ray and the Diamondbacks. I like them at home against Cincinnati. And then, hey, the Cardinals. They beat up on Milwaukee last night. Jaime Garcia's a really good pitcher at minus 138. I love it. So my total plays for today, Red Sox at plus 108, Diamondbacks minus 137, Pirates minus 129, Marlins I'm tailing minus 117, Twins plus 120. I love me Irvin Santana today. Love the Twins to take the series. Mets minus 119, Giants plus 129, the Cards at minus 138, the Blue Jays Yankees over and the Yankees plus 140. And then also, yeah, that's it.
All right, dude. What I'm looking at, the only thing of interest to me, Dan, is that over in the L.A. Angels and Baltimore Orioles.
That was the one that I missed. Yeah, I'm on that.
You're on that big time. Under over of 7. You know that's going to climb.
Oh, I mean, people are going to be hammering it right now. I can get it right now.
I'm going to get it right now.
Great number for this.
Oh, absolutely. 7 runs with those two offenses. I mean, when you look at it, man, Baltimore,
the pitchers are brutal.
4.40 runs a game. L.A., 4.21. Ubaldo Jimenez, 8-7 with a 4.04 ERA. And Garrett Richards, 11-8 with a 3.46. So maybe they're...
How rare is it to see an American League game when you got a designated hitter, like the pitcher doesn't have to hit, you got 2 crap pitchers on the mound, and it's 7? Jump on this!
Oh, all day long. All day long. All right, Dan, so what'd you think of the little round table discussion today?
I love it, man. I mean, hey, look, I got to say there's a couple things I'm against. Let's discount my Mets pick if you want. I mean, look, I know what the deal is with Syndergaard, but I still like the Mets to win the series today. And I know I'm going against the guys. I think on the Pirates, I like the Pirates today a lot. But, hey, best of luck to those guys. It was a great discussion. I love having the debate because maybe I treaded a little lighter than I would on those games.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. But best of luck to, everybody who came on today. It was a great discussion, man. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. So what I'm going to do, Dan, is I'm going to find 3 more guests for next Saturday. We're gonna make this, throughout the rest of the season. I say we bring on 3 guests every Saturday, have a roundtable, and make this show bigger than life.
Let's do it, man.
All right, sounds good, man. I'm glad you're on board, dude, and I'm glad the SBTV Nation is on board as well, dude. So, guys, we had a really great response. I mean, the last couple of days, my God, it's been, we've had some really big stuff, and I got to be honest with you guys, that's like, that's like nothing compared to what's really going on behind the scenes. These are just little dribs and drabs of stuff that we're doing, man, just to make it a little bit exciting. But come football season, this whole thing is good. We're going to just shatter the earth, man. I can't wait to talk about what we got coming up, man. So, hey, it is what it is, man. We went 20 minutes over today, and, we are ready to rock, Dan, with the card. So, hey, guys, we are Sports Bettors TV. We are the biggest show in the world, period. We love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Do your own homework. Bet your own plays. Make all your dreams a reality and get that money. Take care.
Peace.